What's up, everybody? How y'all all doing today out there? Happy Sunday morning. Week 4 for the Fantasy Football Insight Show. Hey, it's been a long weekend, but we all live for this day. 12 p.m. kickoffs. Your team gonna ball today. What they gonna do? But for the fantasy football fans that are out there, we're here to get you some knowledge, get you ready to go, and get you prepared. But before we can do all that, you know what I got to do. I got to bring my main man with the master plan in. What's happening? Oh, I take you back off. That right there, man.
Yeah. But it's your dude, Uncle Leroy. Don't say the Leroy without the Junior. And on this Sunday morning, it starts with the S, and I'm drinking out my Saints cup because it's a who that type of morning, man. What's going on?
It start with the S, but it ain't for Saints.
We're talking about that with it. Hey, you better watch it because y'all got a game coming up today, man, about them Browns. And, hey, shout out to Mac Meander, man. You might have a big game against you.
Hey, we got a game, yeah, but we got a trash division, so we could.
Talking about that, man, like y'all division, y'all got to be have some of the most injuries in your division. Like what?
It's killing, man, across the board, man. Everybody beat up. Right, everybody's worried about the COVID, man, but it's like all this other stuff. So all that hoopla about not needing preseason games, look like because a lot of these are like soft tissue injuries too, man. They just jump right into action.
So what is your what's a soft tissue injury like? From a football athlete perspective.
So that's going to be something like an aggravation or bruise, like a deep thigh bruise or something of the nature. Stuff that would normally you be able to play through.
Okay. So you think that was maybe from the preseason not being, or just from a lack of, maybe a lack of working out, staying in shape?
I think both, because they, during the preseason, let's be real, for those that have played any type of sport, even if you just played up until high school.
Well, I take that excludes me.
The out season, unless you're that special type of player, the out season, unless there's somebody there to push you, put you on the plan and a regiment, you're not going to work as hard as you would on your own. Yeah, these guys are professionals, but at the end of the day, look at the results right now.
Right. And it's funny because everyone makes a big old, complaint about, preseason causes all these injuries. So there's no preseason, and it's still having more injuries. Right, exactly.
It works.
Exactly. Hey, shout out to you, Harold, having Price. He posted in the group, he was like, the unpopular opinion is that they should have at least had 2 preseason games to at least help with, curb some of these injuries. And I was like, hey, that's good because they could have at least got some more data to see how to combat this whole, how to deal with this whole, pandemic.
Right. I agree with that. Definitely.
So, man, talking about that. So what we did for our fantasy football lives do matter. We've added 2, not 1, but 2.
Dos.
Injury reserve. Exactly. Dos Equis too. Catch me out. But we added 2 injury reserve spots for for your lineup. So those guys that have to, stay home or stay through those COVID testing protocols, you can still keep them on your team and not sacrifice a spot. So, man, what these injury reports looking like today?
Man, as far as the injury report, there's a lot of chaos going on, bro. You got a couple of big ones. You got as far as the quarterbacks, you got the guys the likes of Cam Newton. He's out. We all know he's on the COVID protocol, I think is what they call it, but I have him listed as an illness. So those are guy Cam Newton. Got to roll to boy Brian Hoyer as his backup. Good luck with that one.
What happened to Stidham?
Hey, they got Hoyer starting today.
Ooh, that's gonna upset a lot of New England Pats fans right there, man.
For sure. But hey, on that note, before I move to this next person, I've said this at the beginning. I grew up when I remember when the Patriots was just the Patriots. So all you fans, I finna see how real tough and hard and loyal you are to your team. Y'all finna probably head into some dark days. Prepare yourself. Hey, as far as another notable out, Jimmy G is still out for the Niners with that ankle injury, so Nick Mullins will be back in there for him again.
Man, he been balling.
He has Tyrod Taylor for the Chargers, with that lung rib thing. The doctor stuck the needle in too far. He's still listed as out. Justin Herbert, whatever you want to say it for the rookie.
Hey, there's only one Abear. It's Bobby Abear, man. He's a Saints, old Saints, man.
Okay, then Herbert. Then.
So get it right.
He's in there, but in his 2 games that he's played, he's thrown for over 300 yards. And this one for those who just kind of, on the lookout, Tua Tagovailoa for the Dolphins. He's listed as questionable. He's suiting up once again. So, that hip surgery that he had last year, like he's getting closer and closer, to get ready to participate and probably try to solidify that position. As far as your running backs, you got Raheem, is it Mostert for the Niners?
Mostert.
He's out again. So Jared McKinnon is going to be his backup. Still got that knee injury. Leonard Fournette is out with the ankle injury. So expect Shady McCoy to get a couple of carries, even though, Ronald Jones, who's already the primary there. Kareem Hunt is listed as questionable with that groin injury. That groin can be tricky. If he's not ready, you're going to probably want to sit him because you're going to aggravate him more. He's really going to be out for a long time. So Dearness Johnson is the backup for him. Chris Carson for the Seahawks, that knee injury. He's listed as questionable, but I think it's like a knee sprain, actually, if I'm not mistaken. So this was kind of tricky because his backup is Carlos Hyde, but he is listed as questionable as well with the shoulder injury.
And that's who I had. Because, see, I was ready for the trick. I had Carlos Hyde, back door ready to play him. So that's one I'm paying attention to, too. So, what's the status on him?
For him, it's that shoulder injury. So the backup for him is Travis Homer. I don't think he get no regular than that, man. But Cam Akers for the Rams, he is listed as out with a rib injury. So Malcolm Brown.
You should drop him.
Yeah. A lot of problems, but he's been beat up, man. But Malcolm Brown is the man that looks like for the Rams this week. Joe Mixon for the Bengals, questionable with a chest injury. Giovanni Bernard. That's a big one there.
Yeah, because he just got this contract too this year.
Yeah, he did. So Giovanni Bernard is like he's going to get the nod for the start. The Patriots are getting kind of a position too. So Cam's already out. You got Sony Michel. He's listed as questionable with a quad injury. And then James White, he had that personal tragedy that happened with his parents where he lost his dad and his mom, she was in critical condition. So J.J. Taylor is listed to be as the back today for the Patriots. Duke Johnson for the Texans. He's making his return from an ankle injury. So, he's a solid backup for the Texans. The rookie, Zach Moss for the Bills. Toe injury. He's listed as questionable. So, TJ Yeldon be on standby. And this one's kind of like a throw-in because they got like so many backs up there in Baltimore. But Justin Hill listed as questionable with a thigh injury. So, get ready to roll with Gus Edwards. For your tight ends, you got George Kittle. Ooh. He's due to return today with that knee injury. So that's big for them.
For the Niners, yeah.
Yes, sir. That's big for them. For the Saints, Jared Cook.
Man,
he's listed as out with that groin. So be ready to roll with Adam Troutman. This one, Dallas Goedert. He's out with the ankle injury. So that means Zach Ertz going to get a lot of the things, and they wide receivers are beat the you-know-what.
Yeah.
So Richard Rodgers is listed as replacement for Dallas Goedert for the number 2. Jordan Reed for the 49ers. He's on IR. He was in there for George Kittle. Trey Burton for the Colts. He's returning back from a calf injury. As far as the wide receivers and the notables for them, a couple of big ones out there, You got Michael Thomas. He's still out with that ankle.
Why he had to be number 1? Why he had to be the first thing you say? I see Harrison, baby. I see you. With your anger, man. You're hanging out with me. Shout out to you. I'm not have to mess with you.
Appreciate it, y'all. So Traquan Smith is listed as his replacement. Devontae Adams with a hamstring injury. That's big.
That's for you, Robert. Yes,
that's
and
big.
The Packers.
Actually, you got him, and then and you got
Lazard.
What's the other? Lazard is out. So
Injury reserve.
Get ready to roll with Darius Shepard
Who?
and Malik Taylor for the Packers. Julio Jones is listed as questionable. He's a game time decision with a hamstring. Calvin Ridley is listed as questionable with the ankle and calf injury. DeAndre Hopkins is questionable with the ankle injury, so get ready to probably rock with Christian Kirk if he can't go. Chris Godwin is out with the hamstring for the Bucks. Debo Samuel, I tell you, this wide receiver bunch beat up. Debo Samuel for the Niners, he's returning back from a foot injury. Terry McLaurin for the Washington football team, the Washingtons. He's questionable with a thigh injury. Deshaun Jackson, man, he might be done. He was hurt all last year. Speed of his game. He's listed as out with a hamstring injury. So
those things are ugly.
I'm gonna stop right there for a minute. This is the Eagles. They've got Jackson out. They've got Jeffries out. So they're running with Greg Ward.
Is it Rager out too?
Rager is out. He's on injury reserve with the thumb injury. Right. So you got Greg Ward and John Hightower as your top two receivers.
I bet you being a resident Cowboys fan, you're relishing it. Well, they definitely want to let we're joking about the game, but not about the actual injury for the player.
Right, most definitely.
Is this fantasy football? Fantasy football Inside Live show. Fantasy football lives matter. Get your lineup set. Let us know if y'all got any questions. Line up, post them. We'll answer them.
You mentioned Rager. Henry Ruggs. He is listed as doubtful for the Raiders with a knee and a hamstring injury. And Mike Williams with the Chargers out with the hamstring. Now, as far as the injuries to wrap it up with the actually, that's it. That's everybody as far as the primary injuries. So what you got on the quarterback side as far as
you named half the league talking about that's it. I was like, wait, there's more? Oh my gosh. But definitely got to get started with the start. The starter. Flexible. Just make sure you get them in your lineup. For the quarterback. So for the first game, we got Baltimore Ravens going up against the Washington. I'm telling you, like, that leadership at the Washington football team is more petty than I am. Like, the name is greatness. Like, yeah. So this one here, we got Lamar Jackson. Of course, you got to start him. You got to get him in your lineup. And right now, the Washington football team put some heat on their quarterback, Haskins. Like, hey, man, it's now. You got to start performing. So if he doesn't perform this week, I think next week we might see his replacement, Alex Smith. But if not this week or whenever their bye week is, I think they might start making that transition into Alex Smith. Hey, shout out to you, CJ the guy, David. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. So next game we have here is Indianapolis Colts going up against Chicago Bears. So we got Phillip Rivers going up against Nick Foles. Phillip Rivers is not prepared for this type of Chicago defense. They have a strong front, have a strong front, and they have a good linebacker.
They're gonna be on him, boy.
Exactly. And for that reason, they're going to create turnovers because with the strong front, you're going to make errant throws. So definitely want to sit. I ain't gonna say sit because you can't sit Phillip unless you're in like a 10-man league, but flex it. Flex Phillip Rivers, but just temper your expectations on Phillip Rivers. But Nick Foles is a definite start. I think he's going to tear into the Indianapolis Colts secondary. Next game we have here is make sure y'all see that. The New Orleans Saints game. That's it. In New Orleans, it's just the Saints game. We don't care who we play. So right now, we're going to start all your quarterbacks for all those New Orleans Saints quarterback, except Jameis Winston. So start Big Play Taysom Hill. I'm just lying. But I was just getting ready for when I do have a segment where I can say, hey, we get to start Big Play Tay. But in this game, definitely want to start Matthew Stafford because it's going to be a high-scoring game. And he's probably have a good game. So And it hurts me to say that you might have to flex Drew Brees. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never thought I'd be saying that, but definitely if you're going to start Drew Brees, don't expect big plays, big numbers out of him because it's indicated in our injury report. We have a lot of injuries for us. Number one receiver Michael Thomas and Jared Cook. So it's gonna be tough sledding for us, but definitely want to start Matthew Stafford and maybe flex Drew Brees. Man, I feel
Spaghetti arms.
hey, what? But yeah, CJ, it's gonna be a shootout, but I don't know if we got the passing firepower to keep up with those guys, man, because I don't know if this will be Galladay's first game back or if it was his last game.
Second game.
Yeah. So he's definitely gonna make definitely gonna be a game changer. So next game we have Arizona Cardinals going up against Carolina Panthers. This should be a good game for one team. I know everyone was like, hey, they love Teddy Two Glove, and I told y'all with the Saints, it was the system. So it's evident here in their record and in their recent play. So start Kyler Murray, maybe want to flex Teddy Two Glove. Next game we have here is Jacksonville Jaguars going up against Cincinnati Bengals. Now this game here, I am a big fan. He came on my radar last year. Gardner Minshew, the mustache magic or something like that. No, Fitz magic is the mustache something. I'm gonna get it next show. But flex Gardner Minshew. I think this game here, they don't have to actually score a lot of points because on the other side of the ball, Cincinnati Bengals, they're not going to score a lot of points. So I think that they're actually going to be able to run the ball in this game with both teams. So I would say flex both quarterbacks, Gardner Minshew and Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow might get you a garbage time touchdown, but I think it'll be a run game here. So maybe just if y'all going to start if I have to pick which quarterback to start out of this game, it would be Joe Burrow. Next game we have here is what you mean? Teddy went to LA and pulled off a victory with sideball receiving. All right, that is true. He pulled it off, but consistency is the key. I don't think he's going to be ready for Arizona. That's the difference. I think they're going to be able to stay on the actual football field longer, and they're going to have more big plays, and that's what's going to shake the Carolina Panthers. They won't be able to keep up with the big plays. This game, Cleveland Browns going up against Dallas Cowboys.
Put some respect on it.
Gonna get on. All right, I want to see that. See, I'll tell you. I want to see. Don't say I ain't tell you. But next game we have here is the Browns at Cowboys. I think this game here is going to be a shootout because both, the Cowboys secondary is kind of suspect, but the Browns have a better defense. So
trash.
It's going to be a shootout. Definitely want to start both quarterbacks because I'm going to say this is going to be my first time confidently saying start Baker Mayfield and confidently saying start Dak Prescott. Next game, we have Minnesota Vikings going up against the Houston Texans. Now, this game here is, of course, you got to start. You got to start Deshaun Watson. He's a must start every week. You cannot get him out of your lineup.
That's all they got.
Start him. Exactly. But Minnesota, their defense as of late has been, kind of suspect. And their offensive play has been up and down with Kirk Cousins. But once again, I'm a Kirk Cousins fan.
Like that? You like that? Yes, Kirk, you're still trash.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to you, CJ. I agree. Dak gonna eat. Dak gonna eat these boys for lunch. So he's gonna have a big game this year. I think he's also might get a running touchdown. So I think so. Don't start Baker. Oh man, start anyone against the Cowboys secondary. And have a decent run game because they got a good run game. So that's going to open up ways for
Chubb going to eat today.
Yes. Yeah, there won't be one person talking about feed them. Yep. But definitely Deshaun Watson, and I'll say flex Kirk Cousins. Only because, there's going to be a shootout. They're going to actually get up there. So, look, despite shootout potential here, Kirk Cousins is off the streaming radar. Exactly. Even coming off a QB12 performance against the Titans. So, that's the whole thing. With Kirk Cousins, it's hard to actually gauge what he's going to do because of his inconsistency. So with that's up. That wraps up the quarterback segment. What you got for us?
For us, I got them RBs, baby. So as far as the running backs, you got James Robinson for the Jags. You definitely want to start him because he's going up against Cincinnati, who's ranked 27th against the running backs. So he's going to eat. You got Mike Davis with Carolina going up against Arizona, that's ranked number 19 against the running backs. But probably the biggest one is Devin Singletary for the Bills. He's going up against the Raiders. They're 32nd against the run, dead last. David Johnson, he's 23rd. So he's going up against Minnesota, like you said earlier. The defense haven't been the same as of lately. The rank number 23 versus the run. Kareem Hunt, the number 2 punch for the Browns. He's kind of iffy today. He's listed as questionable. But if he does go, he's going up against Dallas, him and Chubb. 1-2 punch. They're going to try to wear us down. Probably a sleeper for some of you all is going to be Ronald Jones. I won't call him a sleeper. He's going to get the carries because Fournette is out, as we saw mentioned earlier. As he mentioned earlier. But he's going to get because McCoy was inactive, so Ronald Jones going to get a majority of the carry. Yeah, he's the starter, but he really going to get fed today on handoffs out of the backfield. As far as those that you want to flex today, Joshua Kelly for the Chargers, going up against Tampa Bay. Devontae Freeman, who just got picked up by the Giants. I doubt he's ready, even though that playbook is probably real simple. They're going up against the Rams. So, it's going to be kind of hard to go up against, Donald and those boys inside of there. You want to flex Adrian Peterson going up against New Orleans today. Like you said earlier, it's probably going to be a shootout. Antonio Gibson for the about to say the R word, for the Washingtons. Want to sit him because he's going up against Baltimore today. So it ain't going to be too much there. And one that I still ain't sold on, and they actually had him listed as a bust alert. Todd Gurley going up against Green Bay. And Green Bay's ranked number 30.
That's a defense.
So, hey, Gurley, you might be done.
But with A-Rod, he's always going to be, they're going to throw the ball. And they're going to run the scoreboard up on them.
But you got Julio and really banged up.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Matty Ice, no, Matty Milton. Nice. So, who do you have as far as the wide receivers?
Man, hey, so with every quarterback, you need a good wide receiver. So we got to scroll back on, up, scrolling, back up to the top. First game we have here, again, is the Baltimore Ravens at the Washington football team. So here, they got Mark Ingram, J.K. Dobbins, and Gus Edwards at the running back position for the Ravens. I can't get that out for some reason. One thing, I try to stay away from any running back at the Baltimore Ravens. I'm saying
too many of them.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And because they have a run first quarter. Well, I'm gonna say that because a lot of people are gonna get at me. But they have a dual threat quarterback in Lamar Jackson. So the wide receiver position will only be good for maybe one position, and that's Marquise Brown. So you definitely want to start him. Because he's really going to be there, his only guy after he rolls out the pocket. So definitely want to start Marquise Brown. And I think Terry McLaurin is playing this game. So he is solid. Despite whatever quarterback is there, he's still, ranked a wide receiver 15 on this season. So definitely want to still play Terry McLaurin, even if Dwayne Haskins gets benched or if he gets to start, which he should. Definitely want to maybe flex McLaurin. But he's definitely want to get him in your lineup. Next game, we have Indianapolis Colts at Chicago Bears. I would only start, as crazy as this sounds, I would only start the receivers for the Chicago Bears because I think it's going to be a tough sled for these Indianapolis Colts behind this offensive line and this Chicago Bears stout defense. So I think it's just going to be tough sledding for the Indianapolis Colts, and then they're playing at home against the Chicago Bears. So maybe you want to flex T.Y. Hill only because he's their number one, but yeah, get Allen Robinson in your lineup for the Chicago Bears. Next game we have here is the New Orleans Saints at the Detroit Lions. This game here, as much as I said, I'm like, this is supposed to be the wide receiver segment, right?
Yep.
We don't have any. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it hurts me. It hurts me because Traquan Smith, he's listed as the number one. He's listed to start, but he's a deep threat. You know what I'm saying? He's really not too big to me on the actual short routes. Emmanuel Sanders, if I got to start one of the New Orleans Saints wide receivers, it would be Emmanuel Sanders because he has good route running capabilities and he can stretch the field. So that kind of plays into Drew Brees' strong points. But if I got the only receiver I would start in this game for the New Orleans Saints would be Emmanuel Sanders. Next game, next team is the Detroit Lions. You got to start all your receivers here. Kenny Golladay, got to get him in your lineup. Got to get Marvin Jones in your lineup only because our secondary is suspect, our defense is suspect, and our offense can't stay on the field long enough. So that's going to give the Detroit Lions that much more time to pad the stats on it. Next game, we have Arizona Cardinals at Carolina Panthers. Who are the Carolina Panthers wide receivers? Oh, Robbie
Anderson. That's it.
That's the only person you start. So, and on the opposite side of the field, we have Arizona Cardinals who has, if Hopkins plays, he's going to have a field day. You definitely got to get him started. You definitely want to get DeAndre Hopkins started, and you want to start paying attention to Christian Kirk. He's definitely going to have big play potential this game as well. So, yeah, definitely get those two guys in your lineup. So next game, we have Jacksonville Jaguars going up against Cincinnati Bengals. This game here, I would definitely stay away from any wide receiver if you can, because I think this is going to be a run first and defensive type of play. So, but if you got to start any receiver, of course, I would go with Tyler Boyd and Higbee. Flex Higbee. He's been on my radar. Definitely want to watch him. So with on the opposite side of the ball with Jacksonville, like I said, I think Gardner Minshew is going to have a bad game this week. So you that also impacts and affects his wide receivers. So Laviska, hey, I'm public school smart, so I might mess up his name, but it's Laviska Shenault Jr. And Keenan Cole. I would start Keenan Cole and flex maybe Laviska because, I can't pronounce the name. So, but DJ Shark, where has he been? He's been the guy that you would actually start from out of Jacksonville, but he's been MIA. But like I say, T. Higgins, definitely want to keep him on your radar because he's a big play coming from out of Cincinnati. Next game we have is the Cleveland Browns at the Dallas Cowboys.
Swiss cheese.
You see, I had to lead into that. Try to get the build up, but Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, they're due. Today. So you got to get them in your lineup. Definitely want to start them. And me being the in-house Dallas hater, even I'm starting CeeDee Lamb this game. You got to get him get him in your lineup. Get Amari Cooper in your lineup. Get Michael Gallup. Get all the receivers in your lineup. Because I think this will be their first game. They all have a big game. So on the opposite side, we have. All right. So next game we have Minnesota Vikings at Houston Texans. You definitely. I'm gonna start off with this with Minnesota. Get Allen Thielen in your lineup. He should not even be taken out. And Justin Jeffrey, he's coming off of a big game. He's
the Rook.
And the quarterback, he's looking for him now. So Kirk
Can I throw some shade for a minute?
Of course.
Hey, Eagle fan, y'all should have taken Justin Jefferson, man.
Got him. But so on the opposite side, Will Fuller, Brandon Cooks. I'm gonna say this one here because I think the secondary of the Minnesota Vikings can get beat deep, so it's going to be a big game for Will Fuller. And I would say you're going to flex Brandon Cooks. So next game we have is Seattle Seahawks at
Shootout.
the Miami Dolphins.
Definitely shootout.
Yes. So definitely want to start, of course, Russell Wilson and Ryan Fitzmagic because in big games he shows up. So with that, Russell Wilson being great, he's been like phenomenal now in the start of the season. You definitely want to get his receivers in the game, DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. I think they're both going to have big games. You definitely want to, yeah, for real. You definitely want to get Devontae Parker because I think he's going to have a big game as well. And flex Preston Williams. So he gets a lot of pass attention, get a lot of looks. So I think he's going to have a decent game today as well. Next game, we have Los Angeles Chargers at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So you got to start, of course, you got to start TB12. You got to start Mike Evans. So Justin Herbert, definitely want to see some big play capabilities out of that. So with him playing and the ability to run, you want to start Keenan Allen. Definitely want to get those guys in your lineup. And for the later game, New York Giants at the Los Angeles Rams. Get Cooper Kupp and get Robert Woods in your lineup. That's it. This game is a toilet bowl game. Like, that is it. So next game we got, which may be postponed till whenever, but for right now, I'm thinking it's Monday. The New England Patriots at Kansas City Chiefs. Got to start Patrick Mahomes. And don't know who this other guy is, but you definitely want to start Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and all of the receivers, only because the New England Patriots organization took a hit this week, especially with this COVID, making the news, and their Cam Newton, he's out. So I think because of that, they're going to be licking their wounds, and it's going to be easy prey, easy targets for the Kansas City Chiefs. So with that, definitely want to start those guys. And I would just flex. I'm very afraid because to say start any one of the New England Patriots because Brian Hoyer, he's the starter. All right. I don't know how many, they were going into the season with Stidham as a quarterback. Then they said Cam Newton. Now Brian Hoyer. So I don't know how much continuity is there. Next game, we have Buffalo Bills at Las Vegas Raiders. This going to be a nice game. Definitely want to get both quarterbacks, Josh Allen and David Carr in your lineup. Definitely want to get Stephon Diggs, who's been consistently having a good game.
Big pickup for them.
Brown, yes. John Brown, flex him. Derek Carr, who is his number one receiver? Hunter Renfrew? I guess he's going to get the nod today. But next game, we have Philadelphia Eagles at San Francisco 49ers. This game.
Well,
right, you might as well not even put this game on TV. So, only person to start here maybe is Alshon Jeffrey if he's playing this game. But that's the only receiver that I think the Philadelphia Eagles have that can actually put up some points besides their tight end, who's the only receiver. But is it Deebo Samuels? I don't know who's coming back this game.
It's Deebo. Come back off the foot injury.
So if he plays, you definitely want to get him in your lineup, but I would get him in there only as a flex. So Adam, thanks for hanging out with your partner. What he said, thought I was crazy, but I'm starting Fitzmagic and Parker. That's good. That's good because they're gonna have to compete. You're gonna have to put the numbers up. And one thing Fitz does, he puts up like Arby, we have the meat for sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? One thing for Fitzmagic, he has the magic for these big games. So shout out to you, Adam, for thinking outside the box and doubling up like that. So that's all the wide receivers we got. What you got for the tight ends or in defenses or tight ends, defense?
Tight ends. For tight ends, so for actual tight ends, to start, you want to start Noah Fant for the Broncos. He's going up against the Jets. Let's see. That was a Thursday game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna let you slide on that because I started Noah
Yeah.
Fant and I got like 2 points because he got hurt.
Dalton Schultz for Dallas. Hey, he's been coming up big. You know, he's the last couple of games, he's been Dak's. You know, everybody said that Dak can't throw it down the field. So with that being said, he's going to dump it off. But the Browns are ranked number 30 against tight ends. So definitely put him in there. For the sleepers, expect a big game from Grunt today, going up against the Chargers. T.J. Hockenson going up against the Saints. And those that you might want to flex, stay away from even, Jimmy Graham with the Bears going up against Indianapolis, who is number 1 against the tight ends.
Yes.
They got linebackers that can run.
I was just about to say, got some linebackers.
Hayden Hurst against Green Bay, who's ranked number 8, and Greg Olsen. He might be the forgotten man. He's going up against Miami, who surprisingly are ranked number 3 against tight ends. But that could be because everybody hitting them up on the corner in the safety.
Right.
As far as the defense, you got as far as the stardom, you definitely want to start the. Let's see. There we go. As far as the defense, you want to start the Buccaneers against the Chargers. Cardinals against.
Hold on. So we got a comment. Facebook user definitely want to scroll up and hit the link so we can see who you are, and we can get your allow access to your profile picture. But he put, I hate the Cowboys, but I did pick up their tight end.
Yeah. He's a sleeper.
You've always been big on their tight end. You said that at the beginning of the season.
Yeah. So I just hate the guy that who's supposed to start got hurt, but his backup, he's having a pretty decent season so far.
Right.
You got the Cardinals against Carolina. The Cardinals have 11 sacks. So the Cardinals got 11 sacks through 3 games. They're going to eat again today. So Bridgewater is going to be running.
running. Keep the brothers running. Yes, exactly.
And as far as the ones you may want to avoid, if the game does happen tomorrow, the Patriots are going against Kansas City. Anybody going against Kansas City right now can get shredded.
Right.
You saw how they did Baltimore, who we thought was going to be, the biggest challenge for them thus far. So they're going to eat regardless. So that's your defense and special teams. Do you have any lineup questions this week for us?
Oh, man, we just integrated them. So, did I just go bye-bye?
Technical difficulty. So as far as the lineup questions, I know there's a lot of questions out there in regards to the COVID protocol that's going on. But hey, just like with any other injury, if it's a hamstring, shoulder, whatever the case may be, it's unfortunate, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So your best bet is to make sure you got a sound backup just in case, so you can still stay productive in that position. So I don't think there's going to be any special accommodations or anything like that, unless obviously it's a full-blown league type of a situation. But, for a couple of games here and there, postponed or, whatever the case may be, it's going to be business as usual, next man up. So that is everything for – go ahead.
And that's what you got to prepare for, the next man up. And, so that's one thing that I like about this with our big leagues. I know y'all can't see me. I blacked out the screen, but so that's the big thing about that. So it's the next man up. In the big leagues, you're always paying attention for the small names. So that's the lineup. Like, go out and look for those small names that got big play potential. So, hey, before we get up out of here, you got any shout outs, Coach Lee?
Hey, on the shout outs, I got to thank for those who all tune in. You know what I'm saying? We like to have fun. We like to be informative for you all. Appreciate you, Mr. Adam. Always. Hey, sports talk with friends. The big thing on the end of that is friends. So we got to be able to have the input. Y'all are the fuel that drives the machine. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. Need that interaction. Need that compassion. Let's get it. Let's play some football today, baby.
That's what I'm talking about. And with that, it's your dude, Leroy. Don't say the Leroy without the junior. And we out of here. Get them lineups together.